Hello academics, and welcome back to the next episode of the Timberborns, where we play the Iron Lakes on the Lakes map, or the Iron Teeth on the Lakes map. We need to figure out what we're going to do this episode, and I think the most meaningful thing that we can focus on is the improvement of the well-being of our beavers. There are a couple of things that we're going to address this time. First, we're going to put our swimming pools into this area, just because this way we don't need to deal with water supply issues up here, and our beavers don't have to walk this far. But most importantly, this episode will be full of us placing our monuments. We have created plenty of space down here, so we will actually put our monuments into our living areas. So this seems to be a great spot, I want to say, but it actually doesn't hit the houses in the back if I put it up to the front. Let's see if we put the flame one into the front area, and that actually covers our houses in the back. So this is how we're going to divide it up then. We're going to put our beaver statue in the back here, our flame monument in the front, and then there is the tribute to ingenuity that needs to go somewhere as well. And I think it makes a bit more sense to have it somewhere more prominent, which could just be I want to say we're just going to place it up here. This way it will overlook our beavers. Actually, before we do that, this one does need energy. So before we do that, we need to put our energy production back into this area. I've already put in all the dynamite down here, so let's go for it. And I just realized in our well-being, if we pick our swimming pool, it does need a top layer where it can actually just sit. So having said that, we're going to remove this level of dynamite, explode the rest though. It's already filling up with water, perfect, which means we can put in our swimming pools right there. And this will help our beavers, well, to swim, which I'm very excited about because I like our beavers to be happy. We're also going to increase the water level down here a little bit more. And I'm thinking to 0.4. So these levees should be at a height of 0.5. So with 0.4, we should still be okay. And this will raise the water level of our swimming pools back here. Alright, we're still, of course, lacking some of our wood, but our forester is very busy over here planting everything. And in the meantime, our foresters are just chopping away on the trees. So, nonetheless, the first monument is almost in. We're only missing 8 planks. Our second monument does need 200 logs. We're down to 0 now. So this will take a little bit longer, but we'll definitely get the Flame of Unity in relatively quickly. So in the meantime, while we are waiting for this area to be fully forested, we can consider actually just chopping down some additional trees that we have left. Before we do that, let's have a quick look at our power supply. We have a demand of 6,100, supply of 5,200. Our batteries are basically all exhausted. So even with these 2 water wheels, they're not even connected to our area over here. But even if they were, they wouldn't actually be able to help us solve this problem that we're having right there. Not to mention that we're using this to actually charge our bots. Alright, Flame of Unity is in. right in front of the exercise plaza. I think that is very motivating for them to, you know, start working on it. Like that sound effect. Look at them actually exercising. Lots of fun. Anyways, and the well-being shoots up, which is great. Building likes workers. We have reduced the priority of these to the lowest, so that is fine. Building also likes materials. This one needs some mushrooms. We are producing mushrooms, but they do take a little bit. Let's see. Only 45 in 192 days. So it might be worthwhile for us to actually crank this up a little bit and put another layer on top of it, just to make sure our beavers will be able to keep their food supply going. Level 2. Put in our staircase here and then connect it with the path over there. That will allow us now to put another food source. Hydroponic garden, here we go, on top with some added mushrooms. Our algae is producing okay, I want to say. Although we are pretty low on those as well, with only 100 left. And this is only us halfway done. Okay, I think that's not too big of an issue. Alright, building needs water. It's those two. Ones, we could actually higher prioritize these, but it still leaves the problem that we just need more logs in order to make this work. So let's see where we can actually chop down some logs. And this area right here seems predestined for additional log chopping, but I do like the style of it, that there's a little bit of forest in that back area. So I think we're going to try to move over this direction. We already have a path on this side in here. So all we need to do is put a staircase over here. Connect this up. I mean, all we need to do. It's very easily said, which allows us to also high prioritize this. And we should actually, at this point, I think, unlock a suspension bridge. So let's see how this would work out. I barely ever use the suspension bridges. This is free distance. There we go. Beautiful, and obviously way too tall. So we're going to add our staircase over here. I prioritize both of these. And that will allow us to put one lumberjack over here. Let's put that one in. Highest priority. And making sure that all of these, they're already highest priority. And the next thing we want to do is actually move over to this area as well. So let's not overcomplicate things. We do have a level area here that we can utilize. So we're going to put in a path over here. And this will be probably a 4 wide bridge. And then one more staircase up here, which will allow us to access the logs that are present down on the top of this plateau. Alright, put in the lumberjack over here as well. And increase the priority of everything, just so that everything gets done. And then, not to forget, mark everything for chopping. All the way down here, all the way up here. And that, hopefully, will supply us with a little bit more logs while we are waiting for this area to fully grow. Now that is still some time out, but again, we only just started that, so I think it kind of makes sense. Alright, in the meantime, they are putting the logs in there. I'm going to lower the priority of this a little bit. Because again, I want them to first finish all of these buildings. I guess they would have done that anyways. So let me put this back on normal priority. They're almost down here. And we want our lumberjacks, both of them, to be bots as soon as possible. Now 11 beaver vacancies, which is quite interesting. I guess these are all still our construction areas that we have over here, because everything else should be really designed. Alright, now we do have our first wood chopper in here. I'm going to high prioritize this, because again, this gives us some logs that we need, and we're still bouncing around 0. Not too bad, but you know, definitely can be improved. Alright. Ultimately, I think in this episode we're mostly going to catch up with what we're trying to do. Or what we have been trying to do in the last episode, since again, sort of the biggest issue was our shortage of logs. So we'll definitely need to sort that out. We're running a bit low on water down here, it seems, because this part has already dried out. Makes me think I want to explode these, but we're not going to do it the same way as we did last time, because, you know, unspeakable events. No, I'm just kidding. Stuff just happens. Right. Yep, put this on highest priority as well. And now we have 2 more lumberjacks in there that provide our colony with additional log supply. So, one thing that I had realized, I should have probably expanded this one further back to very easily get the power supply back here, especially if we want to build our next monument up here and the next one probably all the way in the back here. So let me deal with that as well while we're at it. And that is a very easy solution, because all we need to do is put a single dynamite piece down here. Put this on highest priority for now. And then just gonna put a path back there so they have an easier time getting there. Which will allow us to already in there. Well, first of all, detonate that, but we're going to move this entire contraption one further back, which unfortunately will briefly cut the power supply to our food factory. But that is okay, because, you know, we can deal with that. We're also going to put a platform over here, connect this with a straight shaft, and then move this up just over here, bring this back to level, and then we're just going to connect this with a not so simple multi-dimensional kind of layout over here. Also going to high prioritize this because I want this food production to be back up and running, as it will help us support our beaver colony. Not that we're running out of food, but especially with the algae, I think it would be nice to have that production up and running as soon as possible. Alright, we're almost done with all of this. Somebody just needs to hammer this into place. Almost all of this is already in. Our lumberjacks, new ones over here, are doing a pretty good job. Still waiting for this to finally grow up. And let's see. What is our next monument doing over here? 126 out of 200. So this is also getting into shape or into the right place. Alright. Now, all of this is in now, so we can high prioritize these parts here as well. And for simplicity, We are going to also dynamite this part down, because that will also allow us to put a staircase in right over here. And then we can utilize this area in the back here for more fun activities for our beavers, which I think they will greatly benefit. Just so I don't forget where I wanted to put it, I'm going to place this one over here. Yeah, just right there. But I am going to pause it. I don't want them to build this yet. But that also tells me we can actually just, flatten this out a bit and put more dynamite over in these areas. And while we're at it, we're going to expand that fun park, like an amusement park in the back here, for our beavers to then later on at least enjoy. With that, the bad tide is over, which is good. Nothing to do in range. Oh, he's already done? Okay. Meaning I'm going to remove you again. We could consider moving it down there, but I think I'm going to leave it as it is. They're happily putting in the lumberjacks, and we actually didn't take a proper look at our suspension bridges. Very beautiful. Both of these. Right. Water is coming back down, so we will replenish our water sources, which is good. I do want them also to just wrap up these areas over here, because that will create additional mushroom production, which will ultimately help us with our food production. And just planning a little bit more ahead, we're going to also put in enough staircases to basically have another hydroponic farm up the top in the long run, which we don't need right now, but again, overall, that is all right. All right, water is coming in. Makes me wonder if I should actually just block this part off a little bit to have more of the water kind of run down this way. But we want to make sure that they would be able to open this up if there is bad tide coming in. So we're going to put them all in like this. And then we're saying, how shall we actually do this? So that would be too many. So we're going to remove 2 of these. Put in our just regular dams over here. And say these close if the contamination is below 5%. Right. Put another staircase over here. Connect this up there. And they can build that, once they have the time and get to it. Alright. We're almost done with the dynamite up here. There's not that much left. A few of them just need to be hammered into place. Our mushroom production is technically ready, but we do need more bots. So let's have a quick look at our bot production. They are working hard, but we do need more of these. But we do have also more than enough parts for our bots. So I think what we should look into is just another assembler. It needs 100 planks, 50 gears, and 50 metal blocks. We do have the metal blocks. We don't have the planks yet. And we do have the gears though. So very soon we are going to build this to kind of keep moving this ahead. Also almost done putting this into place, which is very nice. Let me actually quickly high prioritize this part here so that this last building is set into place. And let's have another look at our trees. They're still growing, so it will still take a while before that is done, but they have finished our putting in the dynamite over here, and that tells me I went way too deep. Excellent. So what we are going to do, because we kind of have to in order to mellow this out, we're going to go back into our dynamite, flatten all of this out, and have this on ground level. Let's actually expand this a little bit more over here. And then connect this one with a path over there, straightening it out. We do also need to consider putting down our power supply up there, which means we're going up this way and then putting this in like that, making me realize I should have left one more spot basically over there for the connection, but you know, not a big deal to be honest. So we have all of these in there. I'm going to bridge over on this side and then just connect this up over here. Could see this very relaxing in a sense. You know, when you chill out with your homies at the local rooftop terrace and then you're just watching these things spin. Sounds kind of nice, to be honest. Alright, so one last piece up here, and then all of this is technically set up to be connected. We also need to... I'm gonna remove all of this again, because we do need to keep this elevated. I'm not gonna put a staircase over, a platform over there. I'm gonna do it just like that. So just so we can again bridge over the path, and this will leave a bit more separation to our amusement park that we're going to put in this corner right there. All right, let's connect this up. Now some of our amusement facilities will need power as well. So we're going to destroy this, put in a three-way connector up here, and that will allow us to do exactly that. Now this guy has nothing to chop down anymore, so we're going to destroy you now. And we're also going to remove this staircase over here. We don't need it at the moment, although in the long run it might be nice to reconnect to our bridges over here. But we'll see when the time comes. So put in the connection over here, and then a straight connection from here all the way to the end, connecting this up, and here we go. All right, so all of this is in place, and what you've heard was the happiness is better than ever because our labor monument is in here, which is great. All right, this is basically filled up to the rim again, which is good. Not sure why there is flooding going on. Maybe we need to lower this a little bit more. Again, not entirely sure, but it'll be okay. All right, I've actually finished putting all of these in. It was risky not to pause, but our beavers, they all did okay. So, you know, not too concerned anymore, I have to say. So, which means we can focus on some more well-being things. We do have the wind tunnel that we still need to put in, the motivatorium, and most importantly, the mud baths. And I think the mud baths, they will actually be very nice just up here, overlooking the rest of our amusement park. I'm gonna put in quite a few actually. And the power connection that we need, we're going to put in at the end over here. As we are going down from the top to there, vertical up here, and then connecting this up, which will allow us with a three-way connector over here to hook up all of these mud baths. So as I'm putting in more and more pieces that need power, we do need to focus, unfortunately, again, on more power. Because I guess that's just what we always have to do. Especially with all the added industry that I put in here. So we're going to continue our journey. I don't remember, I don't think I had actually put in dams over here. Nope, those are levees, which means I can also keep this up with levees. Connect all of these up. I'm also going to fill this part up, and we're going to finish the entire connection all the way, actually just to here for now. Right, going to destroy those, and then we're going to finish these connections over here to allow us to put in our next pieces of power supply. So platforms over here, two levees over here. Fill this up. Destroy this one path because that shouldn't have been here. Connect it up through there and there. And what we're also going to do, just so we can further utilize this power. Oh, these are too tall. We're going to put in our double platforms over here and make a connection from here into our power wheel. Although, how would we actually connect this up? We can't from this side, actually. So that means I don't need you guys. Right. We'll deal with that in a second. I'm going to finish the power wheels first. One here, one here, one here. Another 3 power wheels, another 600 power production, which, you know, a good starting point. All right. So, how do we connect these into our power system? We could just bring the power over there and bring it into here, and this is exactly what we're gonna do. So, let's immediately do that. Just one level height. We're actually going to get a little bit closer. Bring this all the way over here. Connect this up on both sides. And then we will bring, actually, we won't finish this. I want them to finish building all of this first before we then put in our shafts up here to connect everything up. All right. So they've done a pretty good job at these connections. They're already all in. We have power up here now, which is great. Does remind me in the long run we need to switch one of these out for another connector over here to put in the final monument, which at the moment I'm guessing might be in 2 episodes. Might be a little bit wishful thinking, but you know, gotta do some wishful thinking. Now I should actually pause all of this, because until this connection here is built, which I can also very quickly just high prioritize, so we get at least 1 mud bath in. Until this connection is built, these are very much useless. But again, bridge over here and chop down these trees. Can also just put in another lumberjack back here. And you know what? We are going to do that. put in one of our mechanical beavers in that lumberjack flag. Just to utilize all of these trees. These are 2 logs in there, each highest priority, wherever you go out of somewhere else. Because again, while we're bouncing around 0, not kind of getting enough logs in, I think it would be nice to just fix this for good. We're also a bit short on planks, but this is also because of all the planks they need for the power supply. 80 are already in there, 80 are in there, 22 are already in there. So they're working really hard in getting this ready to go. All right. I am wondering, is this open? Those above it close below contamination of 0.5, so this should be open. But there's no bad water flowing in this direction. Now this is something that we could definitely do, because there's a good well, not a good amount, but there's some bad water going over here. And if we kind of block this part of path off, all of that will actually go this way, and we could feed it through our channel, powering our large water wheels. Now, having said all of that, I am a bit worried that this will completely overwhelm our channel system here, although we do have a good amount of capacity left. This is maybe a bit more troublesome. Let's switch out the dams over here for our sluices. I think that could be very useful. Right, quickly pausing you. Because don't really need anyone in there right now. All the trees are growing. Still a little bit far out, but I think overall that is all right. Mud bath is in. Unable to get, yeah, should have read what all of this needs. So obviously it needs dirt, because, you know, gotta have some dirt. So we need to have an area that is good for dirt excavation. And I'm thinking we're just gonna place it over here. Let's have a quick look into our landscaping. I think that's where it is. Dirt excavator. It does need to be 1 level higher for the entrance. So we could even put it in theory here. I guess it doesn't like that part because of the tree stumps underneath. But if we place it here, for example, could also just put it there and put a path up, which is exactly what we're going to do. So I'm going to remove you, and just to be on the safe side, 4-way connection. Then we're going to put down our dirt excavator right next to it. Yep, 2000 science, easy peasy. We have 15,000. It does need treated planks, gears, and metal blocks. Metal blocks, treated planks, got enough of those, and gears, we got enough of those too. Going to unlock that too, but for now, I'm gonna let our regular beavers do this, and then put a staircase up here. So let me high prioritize all of this, just so we can at least get our first mud bath going. Which will ultimately help our beavers be happier. So I think I guess we could wait until this is done. I don't think there's quite a need. What we have focused on in this episode was a significant improvement or work into having our beavers be happier. We have put in 2 of our monuments already. makes me think we need to put in something over here so it looks a little bit nicer. And we're just going to put in 2 more trees just to fill up this space and make it look a little bit more cohesive. But anyways, I'm getting way too easily sidetracked for this, so we made significant strides for the happiness of our beavers. We're now at 38, 39, bouncing a little bit around. I think we might need more scratchers, but we'll work on this next time. So until then, thank you everyone for joining. I hope you liked it. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment. If you didn't like it, please leave a comment as well. Let me know what you would like me to do differently. I'm always keen to learn, and hope to see you next time. Bye bye.